Hello everybody and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. I will warn you right here, right now, this one could end up being a long one and I may very well have to split it into 2, possibly even 3 parts, depending on how the editing ends up going. So, you have been warned. First things first, off camera, I have successfully managed to get all the emergency science I needed. I managed to roll my science -1 to the administration building and to the spaceplane hangar, and that got me enough science. So, here we go, R&D and electrics. This is what we want. Let's go ahead and research this. There we go. Okay. Now, we can get to what I really want to do, which is this mission here, this contract, to explore the moon. Yes, we're going. And I have to gather scientific data, which means I need a science ship. First things first though, it needs to be able to get into orbit, so let's load up the Space 6 for now, because we know that's capable of reaching orbit. And let's modify as required. First things first, I need some science. Here we go. Science, 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 that's down here. Here we go. So, let's put in the Science Junior. Can I zoom in? I can't remember the controls on here very well. Shift. There we go. Okay. Let's zoom in on this command block. There we go. Press map barometer. Let's get you on here. We want temperature control and thermometer. There we go. Not temperature controls. What am I talking about? And mystery goo. We don't need much of this, but we do need some symmetry. So let's put on 2. Now this should be all I need to get me all the science from not only the moon, but also round Kerbal. Now you may be asking, how on earth is that going to work if you've only got 2 goo canisters? Well, the secret to that I shall reveal momentarily once I've rebuilt the rocket. There we go. Secret to that is that what I can do is I can take this off for now, and I can use something that I only just recently unlocked if I know where it is. Somewhere in here, I'm not sure exactly where it goes. Pods. Ah, here we are. The Probodobodine Octo, which also wins the award for best company name ever, Probodobodine. Now this, which I unlocked with the electronics, is very important. Let's just stick that on top there. There we go. Because what this does is it's a remote control unit for the rocket, essentially. Meaning that I can fly the rocket without anybody in it. Which is kind of dumb, really, because that's still not going to help me get the science out of these goo canisters. However, what it also does is it has stability assist in it. Which means it can fly with stability assist, just like one of my pilots. Which means that if I wanted to put someone other than a pilot in here, say perhaps I wanted to put in my scientist Bob Kerman, I could still fly the rocket using the Probodobodine Octo and get stability assist. And that means I can have my scientist in here resetting all my experiments for me, while still having stability assist to play with, which is brilliant. Now, before I launch, I want to check a few things. Firstly, I want to check the values on the swivel versus the reliant. There we go, that's pinned it. So I'm looking at sea level, thrust, and ISP. So that's 167, let's call it 168, basically, is versus 250. And this is 205 and 265. Okay. Now what that means is that this is actually a more efficient and more powerful rocket at sea level, which means it's going to be better for getting me off the ground. And it weighs a little less as well, which is always handy. Okay, so let's go ahead and swap this bad boy out for this one. Let's chuck in a reliant. There we go. That's going to help me get off the ground a little better. And now, what I want to do is, oops, not that bit. I want to get rid of that bit. And this bit, I definitely want to change, because this is currently a swivel, whereas I have got the Terrier liquid fuel engine here. And this time around, for the upper stage, what I'm looking for is the thrust and ISP in vacuum. So, if I pin this, in a vacuum, this one could do 215 thrust and 320 ISP. Now this one only does 60 thrust in the vacuum, which is worse, but 345 ISP. Now that is important because ISP is basically your mileage. The higher that value is, the more fuel efficient the rocket is going to be. And in space, you don't need a lot of thrust. So, if I replace this with my Terrier, then I am going to be a lot more fuel efficient up in space. It's terrible down on the ground, absolutely terrible. 14.783 kilonewtons of thrust and 85 ISP. But in space, it is absolutely fantastic. And it is also lighter, which is, again, important. There we go. Now, unfortunately, I do have a minor problem here in that I am over my parts limit. So, let's see if I can do anything about that. The only real place I can help on that one is fuel tanks, possibly. Because I have now unlocked this FLT 400 fuel tank, which is basically two of these strapped together. So I can take those out and put in one of those. And that will save me a part. And I can do the same over here. In fact, I can take those 4 out and replace it with these 2. And that is within my parts limit. Good. Okay, then next up I want to check the staging on this bad boy before I try and launch it. So that fires off first, then I want the boosters to fire off at the same time, thank you very much. Then I jettison the boosters. Then I want the decoupler and the second stage to fire at the same time. And then finally, when I'm done with everything, I'll decouple and parachute down. Yes, that seems good. However, I'm not 100% if this will get me to the moon and back. Because the previous version got me to orbit and back with a little bit of fuel to spare. This one's probably a tiny bit lighter. I wasn't checking the mass before. Probably a tiny bit lighter. Bit more fuel efficient, so it should go a bit further, but I'm not convinced this will be able to get to the moon as is. So, I'm thinking I might actually add one more fuel tank. Hang on. I got the wrong part there. I want that part. There we go. There we go. And, oh, now I'm over my tonnage limit. Okay, this was a problem that was bound to come up sooner or later. To have enough fuel to get up to the moon needs a lot of tonnage. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and save this. Oh, that's... I accidentally saved it as the Space 6. Whoops. I wanted it as the Science 3. There we go. I've saved it as the Science 3. Unfortunately, the Space 6 is now the Science 3 as well, but that's fine. We'll manage. It's not the end of the world. Now, because I'm over my tonnage, that means I need to upgrade my launch pad. Currently, max vessel weight is 18 tons. If I upgrade it, I can handle up to 140 tons, which is plenty of tonnage. 50,000, I have that kind of cash, so that is good. Okay, I think we might very well be onto a winner here. Except, with that kind of tonnage, I'm worried about these boosters. These SRBs might not be enough. But I do have this mission to test them at sea level. Ugh. I'm not sure what to do here. Part of me says just slap on a nice big solid fuel booster here that I've unlocked and definitely get all the way up to space. The other part of me says I've got to test the pumper, but the flea even. But actually no, the flea is pretty damn easy to test. That didn't go according to plan. There we go. So let's get these thumpers in. Ah, come on. I want to connect up to... Wow. I want to connect up to that and let's... Whoa, no, that's not what I wanted to do at all. Let's move this up a little bit so that I can collect this up a little bit more stably. There we go, that looks about right. There we go. Same parts, still 30 parts, but the tonnage, oh, that jumped up. But with this kind of solid rocket booster on my side, shouldn't be a problem. And in fact, what I'm gonna do is actually no, I'll just do it manually. I could do it here, but I'll do it manually. I'm gonna not use full throttle on my liquid fuel engine to get a bit more fuel efficiency out of this bit, because with these two bad boys, this is really gonna go places. Okay, let's try launching this. Are you ready for this, Bob? Because I'm not sure I am. Oh my god. Whoa! Oh no 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 no! Oh dear! That wasn't supposed to happen. Oh god, I've just killed Bob as well. He's my only scientist, damn it! I needed him. Bugger. I didn't get much back. I got the Probodobodine Octo and the parachute. That was it. Ouch. That's gonna hit my bottom line a bit. That was not a cheap rocket. Okay. Well, that's interesting. I thought that ought to be stable enough, but apparently not. And there's not much I can do about that right now. What I can do is I can try pulling these thumpers down a little bit. See if that was what unbalanced it. There we go. See if that's a little bit safer. Now what I'm going to do this time is I'm actually not going to have a pilot in it so that I can test whether or not it's safe to launch this thing. Okay, save it, launch it. See if this stays stable. Okay, bit wobbly up on the top, but it is at least... Why is it so far off the centre of the launch pad? What on earth happened there? Oh, I think I might have gotten it a little off centre in the launch bay, which is why it's doing that. Ah, I see what's going on there. Okay, well, that's fine. I can go ahead and recover that now. Because that is going to stay stable. Let's move it back towards the centre of the launch. Whoa, that's not what I wanted to do. Launch assembly building. Wait, no. Pressing all the wrong buttons here. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Let's get it roughly centered. I want to rotate it just a tiny bit because it's a bit off axis. But it's not rotating nicely. Okay, well, I suppose that'll have to do, because I think that's why my previous launches have gone a bit skewy. There we go. That should be pretty central onto the launch pad this time around. Okay, so now I have a choice. I can either sit around and wait for Bob Kerman to get cloned, which could take a while, or I can hire a new scientist to do this mission. Let's see how much it would cost to get a new scientist. 65,500 for a new Kerbal. Courage and stupidity. I'm not entirely sure what those do. You know what, no, I think I want Bob to do this. I really do. I miss Bob, I like Bob. I know Bob, he's a known quantity. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut here, and we are going to come back once Bob has been cloned. So I shall see you in a little bit, but it'll be a long bit for me. Okay, Bob's back. Here he is. So we are now finally ready to get this show on the road. So let's launch this bad boy. Took a while, but we're finally gonna do it. Okay, make sure she's steady. Good. SAS on, thanks to the Probodobodine. And why are we still wonky? I thought I'd fixed that whilst I was off camera, but apparently not. Okay, I'm gonna throttle up to maybe about half throttle for my liquid fuel, and I think we are good to go. So, 3, 2, 1. Hang on, no, my staging's still messed up. Glad I spotted that. There we go. Okay, let's try this again. 3, 2, 1, launch! Let's rotate so I'm facing the right way. I'm gonna give it a little bit more welly on the throttle. There we go, and let's start. Oh, this bad boy does not like to turn. Off the throttle a tiny bit. Yeah, this one does not want to turn at all. Ready to stage and stage. Throttle up to max to finish off. By apparatus, getting there. Let's try and turn her a bit, because damn. Okay. Let's throttle off now. My apparatus is now plenty high enough. Wait, why am I still lugging around these SRBs? It should have staged. Why didn't they detach? Hang on. See if I can find the... Okay, I think there is a minor issue with the radial decoupler there. But we'll manage. Yeah, I can't seem to. God damn, this thing does not want to stay put. Keeps trying to lean back. Okay, I need to start getting ready to do this orbital burn, because we are pretty much at the apparatus, so let's go ahead and burn! Okay. Now we wait, because wow, this is not burning very efficient, doing things very efficiently, but we are slowly, here we go. Now we're starting to get somewhere. How's the fuel on this stage? Not too bad. Wait, why did I stop? Oh! There, now I've run out of fuel. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and stage this and be ready, because this is gonna... Oops. Have to be on this one for staging. There we go. This is going to fire the engine immediately, so be ready for that. Okay, come on. You know you want to do it. Try and keep on that horizon a bit better. This orbit is going to end up a lot higher than I had hoped it would be, but SAS disengaged. What? No operational SAS modules. What? Oh my god! How have I ended up... Okay, what happened there? How did I end up inside the atmosphere again? Okay, I really don't know what went wrong there. Huh. Well, damn. Guess I'm going to have to go back to the drawing board on this one. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Until next time, stay bad.